Here at the West End Food Co-op Seedy Saturday, we have Dr. Clement Kent, and he's showing us pictures of birds. What does that have to do with Seedy Saturday?
Well, why do we grow flowers? We grow flowers because we get fruit or vegetables from them, and one of the ways we get that is when a pollinator comes and transfers pollen from one plant to another. Many of our fruits and vegetables require pollination, and many of our pollinators are threatened by various causes. So we in the Horticultural Society of Parkdale in Toronto started a pollinator garden project to teach people how they can have a nice garden that helps pollinators survive and gives them better fruit set on their tomatoes, their squash, their pumpkins, and other things like that.
Okay. Now, here I noticed you wrote a book called How to Make a Pollinator Garden.
Yeah. What we wanted to do was to show people in a very quick, easy to read, you can see it's not a thick book, format that's sort of like a cookbook, how to make a pollinator garden. And there are a few differences between a pollinator garden and a regular garden that you need to pay attention to. And so the book takes you through those steps and shows you how to do it. And one little extra quirk of it is it shows you how to do it with entirely native plants.
Okay. There's a book on bees, keeping the bees, something?
This book is by my friend Lawrence Packer, who's a professor at York University. He's a really great guy, a lot of fun to listen to. And this book, although it tells you a lot about bees, is not boring and academic. It's full of amazing anecdotes, like the time he got caught between the Peruvian army and striking miners and got shot at. So full of great stories and full of great information about bees.
Now, talking about being shot at, we're having there's a bit of a crisis with pollination now, with bees in particular, with the windmills and things like that. Can you speak to that?
Yeah, I think that the biggest threats to bees are habitat loss, disease, and pesticides. And the worst of them, in my personal opinion, it's just my opinion, are the pesticides, because we employ pesticides in North America that are banned in parts of Europe and that are systemic. They go into the crops we eat. They're not harmful to people, which is how we can get away with that, but they are harmful to all insects. And we're losing bees because of that. So we need to wean ourselves off of those chemicals and try and get a healthier agricultural ecosystem.
Now you're a doctor. I mean, it says York University. What are your credentials?
Well, I'm a PhD in genetics and genomics. It's a study of the genetic systems, and I've worked on a variety of insect species. Right now I work on honeybees with Professor Ambrose Ayad up at York. So we study honeybees and how their genes help them do what they do.
Excellent. Okay, what else do we need to know on Seedy Saturday about pollination?
Well, one of the things that I like to do is to make this fun. So I blog about different topics on the website that you see down there, blog.pollinatorgardens.net, and I try and make that very non-technical and to bring in all kinds of social issues as well. So there are all kinds of attitudes that you can look at and all kinds of angles. You can look at, for instance, how the arts get involved in this, and I had a blog post I wrote recently about artists using beeswax and Burt's Bees and real envy of people who get rich, and finally back to beeswax and its artistic uses, and on to Easter and things related to that. So it's amazing what you can do, because bees and beeswax and honey are such a part of our civilization and have been for a long time.
Excellent. If we want to know more information about this, your website would be
www.blog.pollinatorgardens.net.
Thank you.
Thank you.